Welcome to Solve It Like a Marketer. Today we're looking at cognitive learning theory in consumer behavior. Don't go away. Now, cognition itself refers to the mental process of absorbing and retaining knowledge. It basically encompasses the ability to understand through thought, experience, and sense. Cognitive behavioral theory refers to the role of cognition in the behavioral pattern of individuals. Now, cognitive learning theory, it's also known as CLT, is about understanding how the human mind works while people learn. The theory focuses on how information is processed by the brain. Now, this perspective views people basically as problem solvers who actively use information from the world around them to master their environment. Now, in contrast to behavioral learning theories, cognitive learning theory stresses the importance of internal mental processes rather than just responding to stimuli from a person's environment. Now, lucky for you, I have done a whole video on behavioral learning theories, so you can certainly check that out now or maybe after this video to compare the two. Now, from a marketing standpoint, what's really interesting about this approach is that it emphasizes that we learn about products by observing people's behavior. We call this observational learning, and it really occurs when people watch the actions of other people. Now, people store these observations in their memory as they accumulate knowledge and possibly using this information later on to guide their own behaviors. Another aspect to this theory is when an individual imitates the behavior of others, and this is called modeling. So for instance, person X is shopping for a new pair of jeans. They remember that a couple of weeks ago, a friend of theirs posted on social media, we'll call them person Y, they just bought jeans and they got lots of compliments on their social feed for how the jeans looked. So person X then goes out and buys exactly the same jeans. So modeling is particularly common among younger consumers who often observe the behavior of others, often individuals who they might look up to or admire, such as online influencers, and then go on to imitate their behavior. Now, Pepsi tried to catch the eye of younger consumers in 2017 when it basically trivialized the social justice movement with an ad that featured Kendall Jenner. The highlight was her passing the Pepsi can to the police officer, in theory stopping the protests. Now, despite it being pulled from the airwaves, Jenner's endorsement and association with Pepsi did create a lot of attention towards the brand. Also, if we jump back to the 80s, Pepsi's most successful celebrity model was actually Michael Jackson, inspiring youth in the United States to model the pop icon's choice in cola drinks. Now, what's really fascinating is that when we talk about memory, observation, and how information is stored in our brains, it's not stored in isolation. It's incorporated into knowledge structures where it's then associated with other related data, almost like building blocks. Here we talk about chunking theory, where memories build on themselves. Think about basically when you learn a language, you're storing information over time and then linking that information to existing, so new to existing. Some factors that influence being able to retrieve memory in our brains include the level of familiarity with an item or a brand, its prominence in our memory, and whether or not the information was presented in pictorial or written form. Now, marketers are constantly trying to play with these memory factors, trying to get us to recall brands at just the right moment in order to make the right choice, basically in their favor. Now, whether that's buying clothes, tickets to a sporting event, or voting for your favorite political party, the same idea applies. Now, whether you're selling a product or a service, or you're working in the nonprofit sector, acquiring membership or donations, think about how you can engage with your target audience, leveraging familiarity with your brand. Build upon this and strengthen that mental connection. One very powerful tool is nostalgia. So if you can trigger happy memories of a former time, then people are actually more likely to be receptive. Why do you think we have Throwback Thursdays on social media? People not only live in the present, but they also live in the past as well. And happy memories are a powerful tool. Now, one area that is being heavily debated right now is the influence marketers have over our younger generation. For instance, our children, especially in the area of breakfast cereals and other sugary offerings. So advertisers and marketers alike have huge influence on our younger community and need to be conscious of the power that they wield. And it's really up to those of us with a more ethical standpoint to keep them in check. If you'd like to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you every week with a new video, so please stay tuned, and together, let's solve it like a marketer.